there. Check that out. Get the glare off. Pretty nice logo. And they have shirts that fit me. I love it. Pricing was right. I had totally forgotten about this as I had to do a pre-order. I guess that's what it was. And it finally showed up. Totally forgot about it. I love that. Yeah, it was a rhino on the front. But this right here. Let me see. Well, that's the logo. And it says Old Man's Club. Y'all see that all right? So that's the front. But what gets better is the back. Because I know I'm not old per se, but on a lot of levels I am old, especially when I look at the people around me tend to be younger, the kids and all of that. And when I go to the gym, there's a whole lot more younger people there, and I'm always like the old guy there. And you can really tell the young people. But this is the back of the shirt. Now how cool is that? Because that's something those young cats, they'll never quite understand. You know, they're young and vibrant, but most of them are so stupid now. Gosh, you're so stupid. I was young and stupid to a certain degree, you know, but most of the time I was trying to figure out what was my dad doing? What was my grandfather doing? And what was some of my peers doing that were older than I am? And how are they just continuing to dominate life? I tried to follow in their footsteps, you know, as best that I could. Now, granted, I wanted my own path, you know, I wanted my own identity and whatnot, but at the same time, I tried to be mindful. I didn't do some of the dumb shit that other teens were doing back then. I did dumb shit, but I didn't do as much dumb shit as my peers did. And I didn't do as much as what my teenager is doing now. I didn't do as much as what the other kids are doing nowadays. It's so sad when you turn on social media or your news feed or whatever, and it pops up with these crazy stories of teenagers just doing dumb stuff. They look at you like you're just some old fogey kind of thing. And yeah, I just might be an old fogey. But I see it a lot more when I go to the gym. It depends on the day of the week. There's this group of guys that comes in there. It's usually on my Tuesdays. It's this group of guys that come in, and they are loud and brash and pumped up. And to a degree, I get that. I love it. You know, they're intense. Sometimes they get in there and they just go a little bit overboard with some of their chatter and whatnot. It almost turns into a look at me kind of thing. I was in there doing my thing, but apparently I got their attention because of what I was doing. I sat down and I don't even know what the weights was. It don't even matter, but I sat down and I knocked my shit out because I was there to get it in, you know? And I go back to the gym another day, and there was this another member there that stops me, and he says, man, the other day when you was in here and those kids were doing this and doing that and saying this and saying that, and you just sat down and they just shut up. They said you sat down and they just shut up after they saw what you did over there, you know. It's all about mentality and knowing your role. You know, I ain't got nothing to prove when I go up in that gym. I got shit to do. I got work to do. I ain't got to prove to you how much I can bench or how much I can squat or whatnot. But I am going to prove to you I'm not just going to sit around, let you young folks try to run over us old folks.